Hello, Bashar, and thank you for everything you have offered us. I so appreciate you. I would like some clarification on balancing points 3 and 4 of the formula. Point 3, acting on my excitement without any insistence, assumption, or expectation of what the outcome should be, and staying in a positive state of mind. So my clarification is I get how I should let go and allow things to unfold and trust that the abundance that I'm seeking in this specific example can come from many different ways. But I'm not sure how I can stay in a positive state of mind without some belief that it is going to work, that I am going to have my needs met. So, how can I both have no insistence that it's going to work and yet stay in a positive state of mind? Can you expand on that for me?
Yes. First of all, understand that by letting go of insistence, that is a way for opening up to receive what you truly need. Because insisting on things may actually close the door to receiving what you truly need. Because your insistence may be saying, I know what is best, I know what I need, and maybe you don't. So the idea is to drop the insistence, because insistence limits your ability to actually receive what you need. I will remind you of the 7 basic needs of life. You need air, you need water, you need sleep, you need food, you need some form of shelter or positive constructive environment that allows you to thrive. You need the idea of connection or relationship with something, whether it's a person or not. And you need the idea of self-creative expression, the idea of acting on your passion. If you say you have needs that go beyond those, then they are not needs, they are insistences on something that may not be what you need, but may only be representative of what your ego system wants. And it may not be aligned with what you truly need. If you receive the 7 things we just outlined that are the true needs in life, your life will be fulfilled. So you have to pay attention to whether the idea of what you say are your needs are actually really wants, or are they truly aligned with the 7 needs we just outlined? The idea of staying in a positive state is, again, your ability to experience whatever happens in a more constructive, beneficial way. Why would you want to stay in a negative state and experience things in a negative way, in a destructive way, in a way that doesn't serve you positively? Staying in a positive state is allowing you to interpret any experience and glean from that experience and extract from that experience something that will move you forward in a positive direction, that will allow you to feel more connected, more self-empowered. So the question is, why wouldn't you choose to stay in a positive state no matter what happens, knowing that if you do stay in that positive state, you'll be able to get a benefit out of whatever's going on? Even if you recognize that what manifested is something you don't prefer, that's just an objective observation. Staying in a positive state will allow you to understand how that manifestation can still serve you in a positive way by being there. Instead of succumbing to the negative state, that will only make it impossible for you to realize how that manifestation could serve you in a positive way. So it's up to you to decide what you actually prefer to experience, and know that you're making a choice to be in a state of being that will allow you to experience them in the way that you prefer, as opposed to experiencing things in the way that you don't prefer. So it's just simply a choice you make based on how you would like to experience things. And by understanding what your true basic needs are, and not calling things that are egotistical wants things that you actually think you need, when in fact you may not.
Hey, Bashar.
Good day.
Hi. I am so excited by this. I really thank you for this.
It is our passion and our pleasure. What would you like to discuss?
Well, my personal growth is really important to me. I've known that since I was a little kid. And it led me to you and excuse me, I'm senior moment.
The formula?
The formula, thank you. Yes, and I've taken to the formula, and I have a really good understanding of it. And it's also, I have the law of attraction information as well.
Yes, well, the law of attraction, in a sense, is built into the formula as well. Because again, what you put out is what you get back.
Yes, I have discovered that. My life has taken a terrific change. I'm basically happy all the time thanks
All
to
right.
this.
Yes.
Um,
We are basically happy all the time as well.
I like to hear that. Yes. Um, I guess my question I have, is there anything there that I may not be aware of that maybe I don't know. I don't actually know, but I'm just
If you
wondering if
say
I'm.
that you are happy all the time, why would you assume that there is something else you need to know? And why wouldn't you understand the formula enough to know that if there is something there, the reflective mirror component of it will bring it to your attention in the appropriate time?
I actually agree with you on that. I guess sometimes I get so excited that I forget where my passion takes me. But I do follow my passion. Like you, I'm an artist, so I do know what it's like to allow my creativity and my imagination
All
sometimes
right.
get the better of me. But yes,
All right. Well, as long as you always course correct, as long as you're always aware to check yourself, you'll be fine.
thank you, thank you. Uh, the only other question I have at this time, it just dawned on me that like the work you're doing to with First Contact, I was really happy to hear what the announcement you made about the next coming year. My question is like, what do we on this planet at this time, what do we offer in this exchange?
Many different things, many different perspectives, ways of experiencing life, ways of expressing your creativity that are different from ours. It enhances and builds and adds to our understanding of all the different ways that all that is has of expressing itself. Plus, again, the idea is that in the suggestions that we will deliver in the upcoming transmissions, we will see how you use your creativity to perform these acts for all those who are willing to follow these suggestions, take the actions, and increase their vibrational frequency to be that more aligned with the interstellar alliance. You will come at it from a unique point of view.
I like that. Uh, I listen to a lot of information for, like near-death experiences. I like to give an understanding of what's waiting for us on the other side when we go back to where we came from.
Yes, but remember that you are already there.
Yes, I am quite aware of that.
All right.
I'm working on my relationship with my inner being and source, building on that relationship. But I do understand that I come from the perspective of an illusion
Yes.
and going back to something real. Uh, and I actually do enjoy that fact. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that.
Yes, it doesn't diminish the effect of the illusion because the illusion has its purpose, allowing you experiences that cannot be had purely in spirit, and thus it expands you and allows you to grow. So just by understanding it as an illusion does not in any way, shape, or form discount the experience as important.
I've discovered how important our experience here is to where source is.
Yes.
Yes. I also came to the conclusion that we are basically energy that
Yes.
has consciousness.
Well, yes, consciousness is energy. Energy is consciousness. Existence
Right.
is conscious.
Well, I got to say, Bashar, I really do appreciate this. I don't actually have any other questions, but I'm grateful to having this time with you.
As are we. We thank you for the co-creation of the interaction, and again, bid you an exciting path and journey. Aveo.
Aveo.
Hello, Bashar. Recently, my girlfriend left me after 15 years for all the mistakes and that I have done for the last years, and she was right. But through the whole process, I've changed, and I saw that I really love her, and I would like to show her that. And I have really changed, and now I think I will be the best candidate for her to spend the rest of her life with me. Isn't the universe supposed to give me another chance, another shot with her? Thank you.
The universe gives you all sorts of chances, but it may not necessarily be with what you consider to be the same person. Because if there is something else that is now more representative, someone else that's now more representative of the changes you have made in your life, then if that person shows up in your life, you won't care that it's not the same person, because that person will feel correct, because that person is a reflection of the changes you have made as a perfect match. So don't insist that you know that you are the best candidate for that other person, because you don't actually know that for a fact. And it can be preventing you from actually attracting who you need that would actually be the best relationship for you. So just allow yourself to know you have changed. Allow what needs to come in, because even if it looks like the same person is coming back to you, it's not the same person, because if you've changed, they will have to change to match the changes in you as well. So don't insist on the look of who the person is. Allow yourself to simply let in the person that is actually the best representation of the changes you've made within yourself.
Hi, Bashar. My question is about variations of gender expression and the new species of humans that you speak of coming through. Currently on the planet, there's a lot of anger and violence projected towards people who are not cisgendered. And I was wondering if you could speak to us about transgenderism and variations of gender expression and how we can better understand each other's differences. Within this, I'm also curious about this new species of human that you speak of coming through, and if in that evolution we are moving beyond the old understandings of sex and gender, and if we are collectively moving towards a more androgynous expression. Thank you so much.
To some degree you are. You will not lose the idea of the genders, but you will be more allowing of the understanding that spirit is everything and nothing, and can be anything in physical terms. So the idea of transgender people is a way of showing humanity that it can actually choose what to be in a far wider range of expressions than it may have previously thought, that it is more fluid than it thinks, that it is more capable of expressing itself in a multitude of ways than previously thought. So therefore, you have to look at the idea that it is an expression of spirit, that spirit can be anything and everything, and it can serve humanity to be far more flexible in its understanding of what it can be.
Hello, Bashar. So nice meeting you.
And you as well. What would you like to discuss this day?
Oh, my questions would be about my role as a first contact specialist. I know that as a child, during the night, I was taking part in the hybridization project. And also that nowadays, during the nights, I'm on the spaceship with the hybrid children. So I'm really looking forward as working as a first contact specialist. Why is it that I cannot remember anything from my experiences during the night?
You obviously remember something, or you wouldn't be having this question. So the idea is that there is a timing to remembering these things, and the timing at which you remember them is used as a barometer to understand how close contact actually is. So it's all right. Just move forward by acting on the formula, acting on your passion, and you will allow your life to unfold in a way where you will arrive exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there, interacting with exactly who you need to interact with, and remembering what it is you need to remember, but there's no point in remembering it before you need to remember it. It's not time yet for you to remember a lot of the things you were taught on the ships, because those things don't come into play until you're actually interacting with the hybrid children on Earth.
Yes. And I sense that, well, I'm communicating with them telepathically.
Yes.
And I sense every now and then in the daytime, they are with me in the room, in my living room. And then sometimes I can't see them, but I sense them. And sometimes I visualize, or it just is an impression that they start materializing in my
Yes.
presence. So that's the way it might happen.
Yes, in a sense, because what they're doing is coming into a slightly altered version of physical reality that is just beyond the normal physical reality that you consider to be your physical reality, to entice your senses to stretch and perceive them in that reality. And the rate at which humanity can do that also is used as a barometer to understand how close those two realities are coming together when you start to be able to perceive what's in that reality and make it one reality, shift yourself to that version of reality where they also exist, because they exist in a slightly different version of physical reality than you do. So being able to sense that and see them more and more and more physically as time goes on means that those reality vibrations are merging and you're coming closer and closer and closer to the point of contact.
Yes, because during the daytime, I often hear myself saying, "Oh, yes, you're welcome." But then during the night, when I'm going to the toilet, I think, "Well, no, not now." So
Yes.
during the night, there's still a fear inside of me to meet them. Is that a problem to meet them in the daytime? Do I have to heal that?
Again, the idea is to look within yourself for anything that you are afraid might happen if you move forward in your passion and deal with it and let it go. Because again, remember, some of it is just unfamiliarity with their higher frequency that may cause your physical body to go into survival mode, because exposure to their frequency can make your physical body believe that it's actually dying. And that's why it goes into survival mode, which can feel like fear. So it's not about the idea even necessarily that you have fear beliefs to let go of, other than the idea that you have to get used to a different vibration that your physical mind and physical body interprets as death. Because a lot of the higher vibrations of interdimensional beings operate on a very similar frequency to that of spirit. And so your physical body can interpret that interaction and that frequency as if it's dying. And that may be mostly what you're feeling. You'll get used to it if you remove any fear of death that you have by understanding that you're already in spirit and that physical reality is just a projection from spirit.
Yes. Yes, and my highest excitement is channeling, going into the channel state. I do that a lot, as often as I can.
All
But
right.
then I notice I only channel my higher self. It really feels like me. But my highest excitement is to channel other species. Why?
But you start with your higher self. You start with your higher self, like many channels do, to get you used to the idea of operating on that level. If and when you start channeling for other people, then it may need to call in other beings. But the idea is that when you channel for other people who have questions that they want answers to, that grounds the information and energy in them and pulls it through you so that you don't have to think about it. But you're getting used to the state by dealing with your own higher self first. This is common.
Okay, yes.
So the way to advance it is to channel for other people who have questions to which they really desire the answers. Then it may call in other kinds of beings.
And I already do that, but
All
I
right.
guess I'm not ready for the next step.
That's all right. And remember, there's nothing wrong with the information coming from your own higher self. It's every bit as capable as any other dimensional being or extraterrestrial in delivering information that can help people. So you may not necessarily insist on having to go beyond that. Just allow the information that serves people to come through from whatever source it needs to come through. Don't insist that you have to connect to other beings if your higher self is doing the job.
Yeah, clear.
All
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
All right. Does that serve you?
Yes, that does serve me. Can I ask more, please?
Yes.
It would be about red light synchronicities and limiting beliefs. My highest excitement is manifesting an alien contact center. And in the Netherlands, we have an option to a beautiful piece of land next to the forest. And that would be a great place for that alien contact center.
All right, I cannot comment on this at this time. Just follow the formula and see what happens.
Okay, and how do I make the difference between red light synchronicity or a limiting belief or a lack of trust inside me?
With honest self-examination as to whether you are dampening the excitement or whether the passion still remains, but you're unable to act on the opportunity. Usually, red light synchronicity allows the passion to act on an opportunity to remain, but removes the capability of acting on the opportunity, whereas limiting beliefs can actually make the passion diminish.
Yeah, okay, yes. Yes,
All right?
thank you so much. Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
We thank you for your interaction. Aveo.
Aveo, thank you so much.
Yes.